We are the Tennessee Association of Vintage Baseball. We have 10 teams across Tennessee. There are 2 in Chattanooga, 2 in Knoxville, and then 6 in Middle Tennessee. We play by 1864 rules, Civil War era baseball. It's very similar to the game today. It's just that we play in old-timey uniforms. Some of the rule differences is we can catch a ball on a bounce and it's an out. The pitcher just pitches underhand, slow balls. They are the feeder, which means they just feed a hittable pitch to the batter. And a couple other small differences, but otherwise it's the same recognizable game you know today. We got 9 guys on the field, bases are 90 feet apart. We got 3 outs, 9 innings, so it's basically the same thing you're used to. So we play 12 games a year, and at the end of the year we have the Sulfur Dell tournament, where all the teams come together and play over a weekend. We have fields back to back, there's games going on throughout the day, and eventually the teams go into the semifinals, to the finals, and then the winner. And then that Saturday night of the Sulfur Dell tournament, we have a banquet where we all just get together and have fun and eat barbecue. Each team captain gives out an MVP awards to the players that may not be necessarily the most talented, but who just made an impact on the team and are just great all around guys or girls.
Thanks everybody. I carried the Fort Leaf has been our permanent equipment manager for like 10 years now. And so I took that from him this year. So I was responsible for the bats, the balls, getting everything to the different venues. So I'll accept this award on his behalf. Thank you.
I am the pitcher for the Franklin Farriers with the league. And everybody needs a hobby. And before I started playing this, my last bat and ball sport was t-ball when I was in the second grade, which is as far back in history as the 1860s. So that's why this appeals to me. That and, the camaraderie.
Yes, I hear you knocking, sister. Why you at my door so late? And I
was one of the co-founders back in 2013. I played for 1 season up in Michigan. I was living up there doing a job, fell in love with the sport while I was up there, and when I moved back home to Tennessee, we started hanging flyers up around town to try and get some interest, and the baseball fans just came out of the woodwork. So yeah, this is our 10th season playing.
I actually heard about it on Facebook. My mother-in-law had shared what she thought was just a picture, and it turned out to be a link to the league, and I was like, this is exactly what I need to be doing.
I actually heard about it the first time. My wife's parents, who don't even live here, they live in Savannah, Tennessee, but he's a big Civil War buff, and he had heard that they were doing vintage baseball, and it was about, 7-8 years ago. And we started coming to games as cranks first, and really enjoyed watching it and watching the play. And my job at the time didn't allow me to have weekends off, so I told my wife if I ever got a job that I could get off and get to play, I'm going to play. And I finally did 5 years ago and been doing it ever since.
I had a friend who I used to umpire and do basketball officiating with, and he told me about this cool new barehanded baseball league and asked me if I would come play with his team.
My favorite thing is probably the fact that I still get to play baseball even though I'm kind of old and wore out, and I get to hang out with a bunch of really good guys that love the game as much as I do, and that's probably my favorite thing.
Meeting people and talking to people in every walk of life that are doing this, just the love of baseball. And then the traveling. We've got a traveling team that goes to St. Louis, Columbus, Ohio, Birmingham, Alabama. We've been to the Field of Dreams and played there. We went, my home, the farm that I grew up on, is now a park. And we went back up there and played where I grew up
Ever since I was little, it's all about hitting for me. I love to hit the baseball. It's always just, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but there's not a more pure feeling than really getting into one.
I like the history of it the most. You know, we could go and we could play softball, we could play other types of baseball, but for this, you combine America's history with the best sport on the planet.
Just reminiscing about when you're a kid, man. It's baseball. You know, kids love this game, and you grow up wanting to be a baseball player, and then you realize you're not part of that 1% of being able to play, and then now you're an adult in your mid-40s and going, hey, I can still get out there and hit this ball because it's only getting pitched in about 20 miles an hour, so I can hit it. So it's a lot of fun. You know, keeps you young, keeps you feeling young.
The camaraderie. I love the camaraderie. It feels like a family on Sunday afternoons out here on the field, and I like feeling like a kid.